I've been watching a number of YouTube videos on the Brexit, and it got me to thinking about the Declaration of Independence and how similar some of the complaints are. So I thought I would just go through it and talk about the relevant parts. The first paragraph just says it would be dickish to declare an end to the relationship without giving reasons why. The first paragraph asserts that they are operating from a natural rights perspective, and further asserting that legitimate governments exist only to protect those natural rights. Now we get to the part where it's worth reading verbatim. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. This is a mistake that everybody makes far too often. The longer abuses are endured, the longer the abuser gets used to getting away with it, the more severe they will get. And then when the break finally comes, it's far more likely to be violent. You have an opportunity to get out now without a shooting war. Now we'll proceed to the indictment. Bear in mind, there's a lot of rhetorical excess in it. They attribute to the king acts of parliament, and not all the points are relevant, but I'll also be skipping those. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. They haven't done that yet, but making the Irish vote repeatedly until they got what they want isn't that much different. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat of their substances. Duh! The European Banana Bendiness Commission comes to mind. He has kept among us, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. Yeah, that little secret plan to create a European army? I'm sure that involved consent of the legislatures of the various countries. He has effected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. Instead of calling upon national armies when needed, they want their own army to enforce their will. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation. We'll see about that when England says, "Screw you guys, I'm going home," for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world. Now, Europe's only doing that to the extent that only trade that goes through them under their conditions is allowed, for imposing taxes on us without our consent. Well, if you consider how arcane and convoluted the VAT system is, I'd say yeah. So you've got a choice. Get out now while the getting's good, or face the possibility of a war later on.